I was exposed to the game as a youngster because of my father's affiliation with the game, and we grew up, we used to tell people about a 3-iron from the Halifax Commons. So we spent a lot of time on the Commons watching the game and learning, who the great players were. And for a long time, my brother and I ran the scoreboard out there and kept track of the mainland senior league statistics. So it just became something that was part of what we did. And over time, I think I learned to fall in love with the sport from a playing perspective. I think in 1976, when the men's junior national softball championships were held in Nelson Miramichi, New Brunswick, I made the team as a 16-year-old, which was, I think, a surprise to me. It was a 21-year-old's event. And to my surprise, when we arrived at the event, the very first game that Nova Scotia ever played at a junior men's against Saskatchewan, I was given the ball. And I pitched against Saskatchewan, and we won, I believe, 4-1 that day. And that was probably the first time that I recognized that I had some skill and that I could be competitive with not only people within my own province, but people in the rest of the country. I found that when I pitched my best, I had a melody or a song in my head that just played over and over and over. And it may have been the favorite song of the time. It may have been, one of the more popular hits, but I simply played this song over and over in my head. And I got on the mound and I had the ball in my hand. And I can think of probably over the course of my career, a handful of times when quite literally on the mound that day, you felt 10 feet tall and bulletproof. I felt like there's no way in the world today you're going to score a run against me. I could throw the ball 9 times out of 10 exactly where I wanted to. And it's a pretty unique feeling, and it's not something that you're able to replicate terribly often, but there was a handful of times when on a given night, I knew they didn't stand a chance.
What's your best 30-second answer to this question? What has this sport given you?
The sport has given me everything. Everything I've accomplished in my life to this very second, I attribute to sport. And there's not an experience I've had, good or bad, that I can't relate a life skill to that sport has taught me. It's opened doors, it's created friendships, it's allowed me to travel the world, it's taught me how to be humble in success and reflective in loss. It's taught me how to be a good teammate, a good friend, I think a good father, a good husband, all of those things that sport teaches people. And that's why, in my mind, there is no greater experience than we can give to young people in the world than the gift of sport, because sport provides us with not only a healthy outlet for us to be able to be physically active, but it teaches us so many things that we will carry with us the rest of our lives.